This week marks the 9th time the House of Representatives has taken a recess since the first of the year. So how did Speaker Boehner spend his time off? He flew to Georgia to meet with Mitt Romney, and today we found out why. The two men will hold their first joint rally on Sunday in the first clear sign they are marching to the same drummer when it comes to attacking the president. It could be the first actual work Mr. Boehner has done during this latest break from Capitol Hill. Of course, you wouldn't know it by visiting one of his two websites, this one at boehner.house.gov. Here is that site's homepage, and if you look closely, what is the first item your eyes are drawn to? The headline reading, Boehner hosts listening session with Ohio job creators in Hamilton. Well done, Mr. Speaker. The people of Hamilton, like the people of America, want to see some action on job creation. So naturally, we want to learn more. But when you click on the link, it takes you to this blog post. And wait, look closely at the date under that headline, May the 11th. That's over a month ago. And remember, you're always saying that time is of the essence on job creation. Joining us again are Jared Bernstein and Karen Finney. Karen, can I ask what goes through your mind as you watch the dynamic duo of Mitt Romney and John Boehner come together for the good of their party, if not the country?
You know, I think about all of those House candidates who are going to have to go out this fall and defend why it is at the top of their ticket their guy who is a mega millionaire deserves yet another tax break while people still need jobs. That's what I really look forward to. I want to see Democrats making these guys have to make that case to the people that they're campaigning with, because that's essentially what the Romney agenda is about, and I want those House Republicans to have to defend that agenda.
I'd love to hear that too. Jared, do you believe that Mitt Romney will be giving John Boehner his marching orders between now and November, or will it be the other way round, particularly since we know that Romney actually doesn't have, and this is according to esteemed independent economists, doesn't really have much thoughts about the economy. He calls Paul Ryan's budget marvellous, and that appears to be what's directing him in terms of economic policy.
Right. I don't believe that Mitt Romney is going to be giving marching orders to Leader Boehner. I think that what they're doing here is coordinating. And I think what they're coordinating around are the kinds of things that we'll be seeing in coming weeks and months that are actually of great import to the economy and things the electorate ought to learn a lot about. So, for example, health care reform. The Supreme Court is going to be telling us where that's going. The jobs agenda, as Karen was just talking about, tax policy, the idea, and the president's been strong on this point, the House Republicans are really the ones who are standing between the people of America and a better economic recovery. They're sitting on the transportation bill, for example. Bipartisan support in the Senate. They won't pass it in the House. A lot of infrastructure jobs there. These guys are going to be coordinating around that kind of messaging.
All right. Karen, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, you know, I love Jared Bernstein. I love policy people because they still hold out hope that actually something that matters will get done, when what's really going to be going on here is pure politics and trying to show a unified front. I mean, let's be honest. John Boehner is taking his orders from Paul Ryan and Eric Cantor, as is Mitt Romney. So, I mean, that's what this is about. This is about trying to pretend like they can have some kind of unified front, because there is a question as to why do we think that Mitt Romney would be effective if we have a divided Congress, given that he doesn't seem to be able to even get much enthusiasm among the people in his own party.
Yeah, indeed. And in addition to that, Romney not only has new friends in the House, but also in the Senate. Listen to Minority Leader Mitch McConnell attempt to back up Romney's claim that the federal government has nothing to do with supporting police officers, firefighters and teachers. Take a listen.
There could be another justification, which was that it might get the economy going. We tried that with a stimulus. How'd that work out? I think most people think it didn't make any difference at all.
Yeah, can I speak to that, Martin?
Yeah, please. Because I imagine, Jared, 400,000 teachers whose jobs were saved might actually think, Mr. McConnell, it made some difference to our lives.
I mean, you know, this is like at some point you kind of have to believe your own eyes. I mean, there were moments during the Recovery Act where mayors had pink slips in one hand and a Recovery Act check in the other hand, and they ripped up the pink slips. I mean, there is no question, absolutely none. It is a fact that the Recovery Act helped preserve to retain many hundreds of thousands of jobs. There's also no question, and these guys ought to know a little bit about what goes on in the budget. As I said in our earlier segment, in fact, there's grants and aid where federal government shares revenues with states, and that's also used to employ these kinds of workers.
Karen, is this just a sign of Republican selective amnesia? Do they really expect us just to have forgotten what happened? And as I said, those 400,000 teachers whose jobs were saved.
Yeah. This is more of the Republican Party trying to tell us that the sky is purple when we can see for our own eyes that that's just not true, right? I mean, because the more they talk about this, the less it seems they actually understand how the government that they're supposed to be a part of actually works. As Jared said, I mean, part of the reason that we're seeing these shortfalls within these state governments and local governments, clearly Mitt Romney doesn't understand this, is because those stimulus dollars are starting to, trim down. That's why they're now in trouble. Right. So clearly they don't understand how it works.
These guys are I've seen this extremely clearly. They are totally intent on running against government, and they're not going to let the facts get in their way.
Absolutely. But, Jared, you're not going to let the facts get out the way. Jared Bernstein and Karen Finney, thank you so much.